Hey guys, hope y'all are doing well today. Yesterday we had a big conversation about turning your pain into power and how to take the pain of the things that you are dealing with and turn it into your power. So, if you are going through something right now where you have been betrayed, you have been hurt, you have been, some kind of traumatic experience, something very bad has happened to you, I want you to take this opportunity and look at this as a turning point in your life. You can either go this way with it or you can go this way with it. If you look at taking this pain and turning it into power, the opportunities for you to change your life are endless. Right now, you are at a crossroads, and dealing with part of this pain is you have to start being able to forgive yourself. You have to forgive yourself for your part in this whole situation. Even if you think your part was so small, even if it was being mad at yourself for choosing this person who hurt you, even if it was the littlest thing, the first part of taking back your power is forgiving yourself and just sitting in that acknowledgement that I forgive myself for what happened and I forgive myself for what I did. Being able to say that to yourself is the first part in healing yourself, right? The next thing that you have to do is forgive yourself for making a mistake. We all make mistakes. And if this pain that was caused by another person or caused by something that you did or a decision that you made or a choice that you made, you have to be able to forgive yourself and say, it's okay that I made a mistake. But learning that you're not going to make this mistake again, right? Learning that when this comes back to you again, you already know what the signs are. You already know that you are not going to acknowledge or let this person or this type of person into your life again. So taking your pain and turning it into power is the way you get your strength back. And sitting in this, being forgiving of yourself, and y'all, you've got to forgive the other person. And as hard as that is, especially when you are in the midst of feeling betrayed, you are in the midst of feeling hurt, you have got to learn at some point to forgive the other person, because you may never forget it and you won't ever forget what happened. But until you are able to forgive, you aren't able to move on and you aren't able to fully allow the rest of your life to happen while you are sitting in anger and bitterness and being so overwhelmed in the fact that you are so mad. So you have to work through some of that anger to deal with the pain, to get to the point where you can forgive yourself and you can forgive the other person. All of that is part of the healing process. In order to get to your power and work for yourself, in that the pain that you are going through needs to matter for something. Because if the pain doesn't matter, what did you go through it for, right? And to take that and to turn it into something positive. All the passion, all the emotions, all the way that you're feeling right now, sitting in this pain, this hurt, this betrayal, this person let you down, they disappointed you, they hurt you. You need to take and rally all of those emotions and turn that into your power. So how can you do that? How can you take all of this and turn it into something powerful for yourself? And the way to do that is take a piece of paper and write down a whole bunch of things that you are feeling right now. And think about the things that you can do to take this pain and put it into something positive. Do you want to volunteer at a school or a cause that means something to you? Do you want to learn how to journal? Do you want to get your feelings out and put it down in your thoughts? Listening to podcasts, reading books, all of these kind of things help you take this energy and this pain and put it into something positive for your future and for your life to be more full when you have got to the place of forgiveness, when you have got to the place that you forgive yourself, when you are in this healing process. All of these things are giving you a tool belt to arm yourself with to build a better foundation for your future. Because volunteering for something that means something to you. Is there a high school that you want to go, donate some time? Do you want to start a blog? Do you want to start a business? Do you want to start writing a book? What are you going to take all of that pain and do with it other than just sit in it and be miserable? So take out a piece of paper, brain dump, think of a lot of things that you want to do that you can take all of that emotion and put it into something positive for yourself. If you want to go learn how to sew, you want to learn how to paint, you want to, donate some time, volunteer to a cause that's important to you. Create a community maybe of people who are going through the same things that you are, who are dealing with the same things that you are dealing with. Find a support group. Find other people who have been in similar situations and take all of those things and start turning that into your power. Because all of those feelings of anger and resentment and betrayal and what you're going through can be the next steps in your life to something in the future, right? So the building blocks that you are doing now to make things better and giving yourself the permission to heal, realizing that it's going to take time, you're adding all of this to your tool belt for this house that you're building your future with. And if it takes brick by brick by brick, you want a strong house. You want a good foundation. You know that once you build this house really strong, nobody's going to come along and blow it down, right? So the tools that you're able to put in your tool belt right now, listening to podcasts, reading books, getting other people's perspectives on things can help us change our mindset, because so many times we only see things one way. We only know how to think about things one way. So talking with other folks who have been through something similar, nobody knows exactly what you have been through. Nobody walked in your shoes and knows exactly how it feels, but they could have been through something similar that you might have a connection with that person. You can share information. You can learn different ways on how they dealt with it. You can hear different perspectives on how you can be thinking. And all of the things that are building your new foundation, your new house, is all tools in your tool belt to make it stronger. And you have to understand that you can't rush to build that foundation. It takes time. We put pressure on ourselves worrying about time. How long should this take me? I'm not moving at a good enough pace. I'm taking too long to do this. Says who, right? You need to build your foundation at your own pace. You also have to learn to give yourself little bits of acknowledgement every step of the way. We look at the whole thing and we think we have to have it all figured out right now. No, every little step that you are taking, every little thing that you can do is adding up to something bigger. And if it takes you 5 years, so what? You are making progress. It's when you stop and you're stuck and you do nothing that you are not making any progress. So don't give yourself this time frame that you think you have to have everything figured out. You don't. You need to do it at your own pace. And as you are working through pain and learning forgiveness and arming yourselves with better tools in your toolbox to build your new house, you need to say, hey, look at how far I came. Look at where I was, and I'm doing a little bit for myself every day. And I guarantee you, with that mindset, you turn around 30 days from now and say, wow, look what I did. It's going to help build your self-esteem as well and your self-confidence. And after somebody causes extreme pain in our life, we are lacking of self-esteem. We are lacking of self-confidence. We think that that person took our self-confidence and our self-esteem with them. They didn't, y'all. They didn't. And that's what you have to get back. Whether it's learning how to do something new, going to volunteer your time, starting a business, listening to podcasts, reading books, even if it's journaling to get your thoughts out, right? Because what's in here, when you see it on paper and you go back and you read it, how you were feeling at this time. It feels good. And when you are in pain, you want to do something that makes you feel good. We want to self-soothe with, people get in bad habits. They self-soothe with drugs and alcohol and bad things. No, journaling and getting your thoughts out on paper is something good for you. It's going to make you feel good in your soul. And right now, when you're going through a healing process, that's what you need. You want to go volunteer at a school or a home, or, do something to give back to people and a cause that you care about. Just volunteering your time, those things make us feel good. And that is something that you can't get anywhere else. And that is progress. That is things that you can actually see and touch. I went and fed folks today for 5 hours on my Saturday off, right? And that is going to make you feel good that you did something good for someone else. That is how you take the pain of whatever happened and you start turning it into something positive. You start taking that pain and you turn it into your power, because right now this was a defining moment in your life. Whatever it was that happened, because the course of your life has been changed from this, even if you don't think it was that big of a deal. Somebody hurt you, somebody betrayed you that you didn't really care about that much. But guess what? If you didn't care about them that much, they couldn't have hurt you. So this is a defining moment. Do you take that and sit in that pain and don't learn how to forgive yourself and don't learn that it's okay to make a mistake and take all those emotions and do something good with it for yourself, for your future? Or do you just sit with it and think, I went through this whole experience for no reason. I didn't learn a goddamn thing. And you know what? It's just painful. And now I'm just, I'm just overwhelmed. And all I want to do is cry. And yes, you are going to have days like that. And that's what I'm saying. It's okay to take your time. Your process is going to be different than my process. The way I deal with pain and to get to the point of healing and forgiveness is going to be different than yours. And there's no time frame on this. But I want you to start thinking about how you can take how you feel and all of those emotions wrapped up and do something positive. If it's you want to learn how to paint, if you have an idea, some skill you've always wanted to take that time, you want to learn how to craft, you want to learn how to sew, you want to learn how to paint, you want to start a blog, you want to write a book, you've been terrified to press that button on Instagram to start sharing your story a little bit. Share a little bit. Your story is your superpower. Your story, whatever you've been through, it's yours. And if one other person can learn something from what you've been through, you have the opportunity to share it. You have the opportunity to share a little bit of it. You could share the whole thing. And y'all, that is so healing. That's how people write books and that's how people tell their story, because it's going to help somebody else. And even if you're not ready to even talk about it, just journaling for yourself. Nobody else will ever see it but you. It's healing. It's the process of healing, and it's going to make you feel good. And when you're going through something extremely painful, that is why people lean to drugs and alcohol and develop these bad habits, because they want to feel good. They want to self-soothe. So if you find those emotions and you can take them and make it your power in doing something good, whatever your something good is, all of these things that you're putting in your tool belt to build your new house, books, podcasts, other people's stories, like Facebook communities of support groups of folks who have gone through this. This is all educational, and it's all going to help you to start building your foundation back. And I guarantee you, once you start laying it brick by brick, nobody is going to be able to come and blow that house down, because you are stronger. You took the time, you took the patience to build it the right way, rather than just throwing some wood up there and some glue and patching it and pretending the whole thing didn't happen. Because another way that folks deal with pain is we pretend it didn't happen. I'm not even acknowledging that it didn't affect me that much. I'm not even going to deal with it because I don't want to sit in the suck, right? I don't want to sit in the suck of the pain Because when I do that, now I have to hurt. Now I have to face it. I guarantee if you don't deal with it in some way, shape, or form, it is going to show up later on. And you are going to know this is at the root of it because you didn't deal with it, because you pushed it off. You didn't want to confront it. You didn't want to sit in the suckiness of the hurt, that it's going to show up some other way. It may be the next relationship that you're in. It may be another person that comes into your life that's just a friend and they do the exact same thing to you that this person did because you didn't address it and you didn't deal with it. We all have things that we don't want to deal with. Confrontation is not fun, and confronting our own hurts and our own pains is probably the worst, because who wants to do that? But it's the only way to get past it and to be productive and to know that you're going to be okay. You are going to be okay. Think back to everything in your life that you've already been through, and you look at it and you go, oh my God, I didn't think I would even make it or survive through that. But you did, right? And that's where I talk about we have to be able to give ourselves a little bit more credit than we do. We're so hard on ourselves. We're like, I can never do that. I can never be this. I can never be that. But look at what you've done. Look at the shit that you've been through in your life up to now. Who better than you to know that even if you can only crawl right now, then crawl, because you've surpassed and been through so much shit that you never thought you could get through. And I know that you can do this too. And I know that it's hard, but at the same time, dealing with the pain, turning it into power, turning it into something good for you is a whole new way of thinking about it. Take those emotions, take the pain, take the feelings, and make something good out of something bad. Your power comes from your pain. Your power comes from what are you going to turn it into for yourself? Because this part of the program is all about you and how you get through it. You can do things for everybody else, and you can always be the one who's helping everybody else. Be selfish for a little while and get through this for yourself. Find your power. Find what it is that you want to do to make yourself heal and be prosperous and be abundant and be happier afterwards. Don't just sit in that and do nothing with it. Take out that piece of paper, brain dump every positive thing that you want to do to gain power and to gain knowledge to help you build your new house that nobody's going to be able to come along and blow down. And that is my hope for you today, friends. And I hope that this was helpful. I hope it gave you a different perspective of a way to think about turning pain into power, and how can you be stronger for yourself to make and take this opportunity of something bad that has happened, acknowledging the bad, learning to forgive yourself, learning to not make the same mistakes again, and turn it into your power. Love you guys. Bye.